TNT Sports is live at the Bristol Motor Speedway as Cat Riddle Stores presents Busch Series Racing. 43 drivers getting ready to go, including some noteworthy intruders from the Winston Cup Series for 250 laps on the high banks of Bristol. Hi everybody, I'm Bill Weber on the wagon in Victory Lane at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Glad you could join us. If you're just surfing by, put down the remote, back away from the television set, and just watch, because you're about to discover what veteran fans already know. When NASCAR comes to Bristol, it's a wild weekend, and it begins tonight with the Busch Series. The top two storylines, how about the great race for the championship? The top five in the standings separated by just 148 points. Then there are those greedy but talented guys from the Winston Cup Series racing tonight for fun and to try and finish right here in Victory Lane. Let's start with that story, and here's Dave Burns.
Well, Bill, Kevin Harvick always races for fun, and tonight he's looking for the Bristol sweep. This spring, he led the final 97 laps in the Busch race. Kevin, can you lead that last lap tonight?
I hope so. It's a pretty good car. Payday car has been good since we unloaded it. We qualified well, and Jason beat us out by a little bit, but so far it's been a good weekend, all but one lap, and so hopefully tonight we can finish it off.
All right, he starts outside the front row. Marty Snyder?
Well, Dave, things happen fast here at Bristol, and tonight there'll be only one pit stop most likely in this 250-lap affair. So, Michael Waltrip, how critical is it that your car be good right off the start?
Very, and that's where we've struggled a little bit lately here with the Aaron's Dream Machine. For some reason, I just have been hit or miss, and that's scary. We just went through an hour of practice with our Cup car, started off with the same basic setup as this car's got in it, and had to go 180 degrees in the other direction. So I'm sitting here just apprehensive as heck about what I got and how it's all going to work, and man, I don't like this. We were real comfortable with the way the car drove yesterday, but man, we qualified with the same setup, both of them up front, and then we practiced this car and loved it. We started with that one and couldn't drive it. So I'm talking, Marty, because I'm really nervous. Can you tell? This starts a whirlwind tour for me. I'm racing Bristol tonight, Bristol tomorrow night, and Seattle, Washington at Pacific Raceways on Sunday in a Northwest Tour race. So if you're in the area, stop by and see me.
He's got a very busy weekend trying for his first Busch win of the year. Matty?
Marty, the top two championship contenders share row 4. Point leader Scott Riggs enters Thunder Valley with only a 2-point lead in the standings, but he's never scored a top 5 finish here at Bristol. Meanwhile, alongside David Green, second best on the short tracks in 2003. David, how big of a bullet is Bristol to dodge trying to chase that second title?
It's a big one, Matt. It's kind of like going into Blender, putting 43 cars in there, but I'm proud of my team. We're starting up front, and as long as this old Timberwolf Pontiac does what's supposed to, we'll be up there.
Well, he rolls off 8th. He knows the way to Victory Lane. He won here in 1994. Bill?
Thanks, Matt. Tonight, 250 laps for the Busch Series. Tomorrow, the Sharpie 500 for the Winston Cup Series. And our live TNT coverage begins at 7 Eastern Time Saturday night with a Discover Card countdown to green. We'll talk to the stars as they get ready to race. We'll look back at that Jimmy Spencer, Kurt Busch incident from Michigan. Dave takes a look at this place while he shows us the tricks of the track. And we'll share with you the emotional story of the start of the climb to stardom for one, Kurt Busch. It's all tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, right here on TNT, the Discover Card Countdown to Green. Remember, you miss the countdown, you start the Sharpie 500, a lap down. All right, 2 great nights of racing. Let's get going. Here are the 3 guys that are about ready to share the best seat in your house. Alan, Wally, and Benny.
All right, Bill, thanks. Tempers and angry drivers have been the dominant headline in NASCAR racing all week. And we come to Bristol, where everybody's mad at everybody when the race is over. How will what happened earlier this week affect the drivers tonight and at the end of the race tonight?
You have an extra 25 grand laying around, you want to sit at home? Not at all. But normally at this place, everybody's going to get mad at everybody. This is a racetrack where the only guy that's not mad at the other night is the winner. There's going to be 42 other guys that are going to feel like punching somebody.
And the championship, we talked about that briefly. Top 5 drivers, any one of them could lead the points at the end of the night tonight, BP. How does this racetrack and its unpredictability impact those guys?
They're terrified. We talked to David Green just a moment ago. They have no idea exactly what's going to happen tonight. Bristol is a racetrack that you can get in trouble, not of your own cause. I mean, something happens in front of you, you're going so fast, you just simply cannot miss it. So to win a championship, you got to somehow, some way, try to get through the 2 races at Bristol.
I know it sounds weird to say this if you're a veteran NASCAR fan, but fuel mileage could actually come into play here tonight in this race.
There's no doubt.
No, BP, don't. It isn't true.
It's true. I mean, these guys will be at 200 laps, 50 laps, 75 laps into the race, caution flag comes out, they'll make a pit stop, they'll fill it up with fuel, put 4 tires on it, and say, I'm not going to stop again. I'm going to take this track position over stopping and getting tires.
I know you're right, but I hope you're wrong.
I do too.
I hope we don't see that tonight, because this place is a lot of fun. There's a lot of beating and banging, and, you know, strategy is for everywhere now in track position, especially here at Bristol. I think the pit stops are going to be very important here. Even if they make one, it's going to be real important.
The question is that guy trying to go 200 laps on his tires get knocked out of the way by the guys behind him trying to come through?
See, that's the problem. As you change tires and they're a little bit better tires, then you're faster than the guy in the front. Are you going to knock him out of the way to win? Normally, they do.
Yes. I vote yes. So let's see. We'll keep track of tonight how many caution flags there'll be, who knocks who out of the way, who's mad at who at the end of the race. We'll keep tally. You just sit back and enjoy the opening ceremony and green flag for NASCAR Busch Series Racing at Bristol when we come back on TNT. Cat Rental Stores presents NASCAR Busch Series Racing from Bristol. Brought to you by the Cat Rental Store, where you can rent cat equipment and a whole lot more. Yamaha, makers of fine motorcycles and ATVs. Nobody's more in tune with motorsports than Yamaha. Denny's, stop by and enjoy one of our 3 new complete breakfasts. Denny's, a good place to sit and eat. And Supercuts, when it comes to hair, we know how it is. TNT Sports live at Bristol Motor Speedway, where 110,000 fans have come out to see the 24th race of the NASCAR Busch Series season, and now we're just moments away from the start. Let's go trackside for today's opening ceremony.
Dear God, we ask you this evening that you will give us a safe and entertaining race for the families and the drivers and the teams and for the fans. But we also ask something special tonight, God, because we know our sponsors have had a hard and trying week. And we pray that for the Smith family, that maybe this race can provide them some peace and comfort. God, it's asking a lot for safety, protection, entertainment, peace, and comfort. But you are God, and you can deliver. In Jesus' name, amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the
Miss Martha Nemechek.
Start your engines!
See the afterburners glowing on those jets in the nighttime sky? Wow. These fans are revved up and ready to go, and we're set to begin 250 laps of NASCAR Busch Series Racing here at Thunder Valley. Bristol Motor Speedway. 11 races left in the season, including tonight, and things are so close where the championship is concerned. Any one of the top 5 could lead the standings when the checkered flag waves tonight.
Just 2 points, 1 position between first and second.
Let's check out starting lineup for tonight's race. Jason Keller on pole. Started on pole here last August. Started second in March. He needs a win tonight. Kevin Harvick's won 3 of the last 7 Bristol Busch Series races. He's outside of row number 1.
On the outside of row 3, Bobby Hamilton Jr., one of the quickest cars in happy hour yesterday evening.
Top 2 in the championship, Scott Riggs and David Green alongside each other in row number 4. Ted Musgrave driving the car that Jimmy Spencer was scheduled to drive tonight here at Bristol. Remember, Spencer suspended for a week by NASCAR after the altercation with Kurt Busch last Sunday at Michigan.
There's Mark Truex Jr. back in the inside of row 7. That's the Chance 2 car. And right behind him, Matt Kenseth inside of row 8.
Winston Cup Championship leader, moonlighting on Friday night. Greg Biffle runs very well here at Bristol. He's back in one of Joe Nemechek's cars tonight in row number 10. Mark Green making a return to the series tonight, his second start of the season in row 12.
Mike Wallace, Ashton Lewis make up row 13, and last week's pole sitter Casey Keene, 27th best here at Bristol.
Brad Baker's dad Gary used to be one of the owners of this racetrack. He's here tonight in row 15. Steve Grissom, former winner here at Bristol, former Busch Series champion, going to come from deep in the field. And the final starter, Jimmy Kitchens, Stanton Barrett's 91 car tonight. There are the 43 who will take the green flag here shortly. The list of those who failed to qualify, there were 52 cars showed up to try and get 43 starting spots.
And you see 9 of those fellas had to go home and move it to the back 3 cars. Casey Atwood, Jason Schuler, and Jimmy Kitchens already back there. So he had no place to go.
Atwood and Schuler for engine changes. Kitchens because Stanton Barrett qualified that car. Jimmy's going to drive it in the race. Here that the 56 car of Tim Sauter has not fired, so they're going to be trying to push him off here. See if he can dump the clutch and get that engine turned over.
You ever have that happen to you? Not start on the grid?
Yep.
I never did.
That's Brad Baker's team.
Yeah, the running back. Evidently something's wrong with the radio or communication or something, because they've hustled back to Brad's car.
Got some tape there with him too. Meantime, field is rolling off around them. And by the way, the Tim Sauter car did fire now, so he should be okay for the start. What a sight. First couple laps of this race, there will be flashbulbs exploding from the grandstands. Unbelievable sight when they first dropped the green flag here. I mean, even now on the pace laps, look at it. All right, let's get some updates from pit road before we go green. Marty, you're first.
Alan, it's been an interesting week for Jason Keller's team. On Tuesday, the team owners told the employees that sponsor Albertsons would not be back next year. Kind of a surprise for this team trying to win the championship. On Friday, Jason qualified the car on the pole. There's a definite sense for this race team. They have something to prove starting tonight for the rest of the season. After all, these guys are now fighting for their jobs. Dave?
Marty, Brian Vickers qualified third. Then they worked and worked on their car to make it better in the final practice. They went the wrong way, so they went back where they started and are fairly comfortable with the car. But Brian's even more comfortable because the last time he started third, he won his first ever Busch Series race at IRP. To Matt.
Dave, if you're the Winston Cup points leader and you want to have a little bit of fun, if you're Matt Kenseth, you go to Bristol in a Busch car. He's won 2 of his last 4 starts here in Thunder Valley. He's won twice this year and finished second twice. He told me that the car was very good in the final practice session, a little loose on entry. They made some changes. If that helped the race car, look out for the 17 tonight. He rolls off 15. He should be very strong. Alan?
Okay, Matty. They're going to come to the 1 to go signal, this time at the start and finish line, and then they'll cut them loose for 250 laps at Bristol. Things we'll keep an eye on tonight.
That's what we talked about. It's a very tough racetrack to pass on. 50 laps into the race, some guys will be stopping, changing tires, getting filled up, and say, I'm going to stay out there the rest of the day.
Championship race. This is always one of those places that you get out, it's like dodging a big bullet here, because there's so much that can happen to you that's not your fault. So if you can get out of here in one piece, you've done well.
And all those things are bad. That's why temper. is a big part of the race at Bristol. Any short track where these cars run so fast and so close together, and the cars are so equally competitive-wise, matched, yes.
Up, yeah. 250 laps around this .533 mile racetrack. That is 133.25 miles.
Very good.
Little over $1 million to be paid out tonight, and a little over 100,000 fans here to see it.
I understand that math. $1 million part.
Yes, you do, especially the driver percentage part. 43 drivers set to go. NASCAR Busch Series racing at Bristol. Glad you're with us. Watch these first few laps, see how long it takes for people to start banging into each other. Kevin Harvick catching in front of Jason Keller for the lead.
Unbelievable that he could run one lap on the outside of Keller and take the lead. What a move by Harvick.
Jamie McMurray in the one. Martin Truex Jr. The Chance 2 car, the 81, trying to slip underneath Ron Hornaday.
Because that's what could have happened to Harvick if he didn't get in front of that pack. Because if you're hung out on the outside here, especially at the beginning of the race, you can get passed by a lot of cars if you can't get down to the bottom of the racetrack.
That's 13th position that Hornaday just gave up to Kenseth. And now he slips in line in front of Kevin Grubb in the 26 in 14th place. Now the race for second, Michael Waltrip in the 99, putting a little pressure on Keller.
And Harvick, just in the lap 5, has pulled out to about a 10-car length advantage.
On board, Jason Keller. Now, here's the part that gets really, really frustrating for the drivers. If you feel you're a little bit faster than the guy in front of you, a little bit faster is not enough. You see that leader sailing away, but you're not fast enough to pass that guy in front of you. You can just watch him hold you up.
Well, normally you'll follow for a little while, then you'll kind of put the bumper to him just a little bit.
It's the race for second place.
And it won't be a big concern for these guys because they can see the leader. Where it really gets to be tough, 40, 50 laps into a run, they look up and the leader's right behind them and they realize they've got to go. Then you've got to stop being a gentleman and go on.
Here comes second place, Michael Waltrip through Jason Keller. Now Keller's got problems. Matty?
And he was trying to protect the bottom, Al. Steve Addington told him, whatever you do, do not give up the bottom. That's where he worked well during the bottom. Like I said, you're trying to hook that apron to get that car to turn. The car is not to his liking, trying to get back to the bottom, which he's done right in front of the 33 car.
That was awfully sporty of Tony Raines to give Jason Keller some room to get in line there because they were coming up behind a lap car that was going to pin Keller in some big trouble.
Yeah, he was going to lose a lot of positions right there.
Jamie Mosley in the black car was Jamie Mosley.
Oh, Wimmer. Scott Wimmer in the 23.
There's Jamie Mosley as he goes by him. Wow, what a shot. That camera's not long for this world.
I was going to say that. Enjoy this while you can.
Yeah, we will see that all night.
This is the race for 15th. And again, here we go. A guy who appears to be faster than the car in front of him. But just being faster than him is enough.
You're just waiting for that guy to make a mistake. You're hoping he'll make a mistake. You run as close as you can, so if he does slip up the racetrack, you can turn down and get at least a little bit, alongside of him, so it's your corner. But eventually, you'll do that for, it depends on how many laps you'll do it. Early in the race, you'll be a little bit more patient. But then you'll start seeing these guys just lay the bumper on the guy in front of him, just to light him up the track just a little bit.
So if Scott lays the bumper too heavy, our Stacker 2 camera is going to go away.
Yes.
But it is a great looking shot.
See, he's right on the tail, Bobby Hamilton Jr. Bobby just slips a little bit. He knows he's got the spot.
No, finally Grubb goes up the racetrack. And around goes Wimmer.
So that'll put Scott into 15th, Kevin Grubb back to 16th, and Shane Meal right behind them in the 17th spot. And Greg Biffle now sliding through there to pick up a spot on Shane Meal.
Scott Riggs, your championship leader, working on Ron Hornaday for 13th. Marty,
we got trouble.
back straightaway. Mike Bliss caught the inside wall. Caution's out. And I'm amazed it took 16 laps to happen.
So am I. But this is definitely a racetrack where cautions breed cautions as you get these cars jammed back up together again.
Mike Bliss has not had much luck so far this summer part of the NASCAR Busch Series season, and this is just a case of wrong place, wrong time here.
That's right. Tim Fiedel in the 12 car gets in the back of Shane Meal. The 20 car Bliss backed up, gets bumped from behind by Johnny Sauter.
So the first caution is out in the Food City 250 at Bristol Motor Speedway. Our Wendy's race menu tomorrow night, NASCAR Winston Cup Racing from Bristol. 7 o'clock Eastern Time, Discover Card Countdown to Green kicks us off. Got a lot of great things lined up for you tomorrow night, and that's all before they drop the green flag on Bristol. It's going to be terrific. Tomorrow night, here on TNT.
And as you said, when we get back to the hotel tonight, we can eat great, even late.
Yep. Got a Wendy's right next to the hotel. Scott Riggs, your championship leader, took the green flag 7th, but now he's running 14th. What happened there, Marty?
Yeah, Alan, it only took 2 laps for him to be running 14th. He got out of line on the bottom, and Benny and Wally, you know, if you get out of the bottom line here at Bristol, you might as well just throw away 10 or so spots. That's exactly what happened to Riggs. His car is actually pretty good, just a little bit tied off, but you get off that bottom line, you're going to lose some spots here at Bristol.
And we see some damage to the left rear. The bump right behind the left rear tire. Sure hope that thing is going to get close to the left rear tire.
Right there. All right, 1 to go. The signal at the start-finish line now, so we'll go green next lap. Tomorrow night, we'll have a lot of great onboard views for you, and you can get more in-car camera action with NASCAR In-Car on In Demand. You get in-car camera channels with virtual dashboards, real-time in-car data, and live team audio. Follow your favorite. 1-888-SPORTS-IN is the number on digital cable.
Right along with Casey Atwood.
Casey was on board a U.S. Navy nuclear sub, the USS Pittsburgh, a couple of weeks ago.
Good for him.
Said he liked the torpedo room best. Imagine that.
All right. Just a little bit, that pace car is going to get out of the way, and we'll see if Harvick can get that great jump again.
Kevin Harvick leads, Michael Waltrip second, Brian Vickers third, Hamilton Jr. fourth, and Jason Keller, the pole sitters, back to 5th. Mike Harmon, the 44, was the first lap car to the inside. None of the front runners made pit stops under the caution, though Shane Meal, one of the drivers involved in that little dust-up off turn 2, he did come to pit road, and he's back in 31st place for the restart. Matty, how about that 48?
Well, he had a valve stem was broken off the right front, so they had to pit. He's not sure how it happened, but he came in on lap
2 up around in turn 2. And 1 not going to be going anywhere from there.
No, because
that's Brad Baker.
All that liquid coming from under the car means the radiator is broken.
Stacy Compton got a piece of it.
Yellows breed yellows.
That's true. You know, all these cars jammed up together. Bristol, that's not a good recipe. It's a recipe for disaster.
None of the championship guys involved in any of the scrape-ups so far. Though Scott Riggs did lose a couple of more positions on that restart. Let's see what we can see of the second caution flag. Ooh.
See a lot of cars wrecking.
That's Jeff Fuller in the 87.
Couldn't tell if he got turned or...
Be a pretty good bet, wouldn't it? Joey Clanton, 27.
Goes and catches that apron, shoots him up the racetrack right in the back of the 59 car.
And that's behind. You saw the caution flag was out there because the wreckage just happened ahead of them. Talked about Jeff Fuller. Did he get some help getting spun around?
Let's see.
I would say, there it is.
Hold your line. You're doing fine on the outside. There's a spin in turn 1 and 2.
See how big them eyeballs got?
Man, what a great shot, huh?
That's a great camera shot right there.
It really is. Cool.
Casey Mears got a piece of it also. Caution flags out again here at Bristol. 28 laps complete. Jeff Fuller, the spin cycle along with Stacy Compton. Thunder Valley, Bristol Motor Speedway in eastern Tennessee, where Cat Rental Stores presents NASCAR Busch Series Racing. Under caution for the second time in the race. Another look at it from on board Casey Atwood's Navy car.
And watch this. You see Brad Baker in the maroon car make contact with Jeff Fuller.
Spinner in front of you. Clear low, go high, go high. Go low, go low. Good job. Go, 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 go. Good job. Caution's out.
Brad Baker was heading for that wall fast, wasn't he?
was. Man. Now the big headline under this caution flag, the championship leader David Green gave up 7th spot to come to pit road, Marty.
Water temperature too hot. He came on the radio earlier, said it's 235, but under that caution it got up to 260. He was running in 7th position. Now he's in 26th.
Still getting some of the liquid cleaned up in turn 2. Let's take a break. You're watching NASCAR on TNT.
From TNT.
You must have read from the book.
Watch Brendan Fraser in The Mummy. Sunday night at 8 on TNT. We know drama.
110,000 or so on hand here tonight at Bristol to see the NASCAR Busch Series in the 24th race of the season. Coming to the green flag, Kevin Harvick leads. David Green is going to restart in 28th position. And Casey Mears is going to come to pit road as the green comes out because he didn't beat the pace car to the end of pit road last time and he kept going. He actually lost a lap on the pit lane. They're going to take it back from him right here. Got me on that? Yes. Clear? Good. Clear.
Tony Raines in the yellow 33 car. Goes by the lap car. Tony is currently running in the 6th position.
There he is right behind Jason Keller. Tony finished 2nd here in the race back in March. Had a good qualifying run in his Winston Cup car too. Raines going to start in 12th position for tomorrow night's Sharpie 500.
Talked about during our qualifying show today on TNT that he felt like his Busch car, this 33 car, was very, very good tonight. Had a chance to win, this little fella. Oh,
excuse me.
Oh, me, almost contact.
Not quite enough room. Thought the door was open. Jason Keller 3rd in the championship. That's one of the dangers these guys in the championship face when they're running with guys who aren't in the hunt for the title. They have more to lose than the guys trying to pass them.
Stacy Compton has taken his car behind the wall, hasn't he, Dave?
Yeah, it was too bent up to fix, Benny. Let's ask him. Stacy, what happened?
Well, it looked like somebody got checked up and nobody knows how to stop. I mean, everybody's checking up, trying to get slowed up. We got run over from behind, turned around. Bad deal. I mean, I hate it. I think we had a good race car. We'll never know tonight, though.
They thought they might be able to fix the toe and send it back out. Then a crew member went underneath the rear end and he said it's all twisted.
So now he's mad at Joey Clanton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they'll work all for a little while behind the wall and see if they can get him out to make up some points. Kevin Harvick's not mad at anybody right now.
No. He's loving life.
Led all 41 laps that have been completed so far, now 42. But he's going to close in on the back of the field here in a big hurry.
Yeah, but he's already there.
Lap on Jamie Mosley. 61 car, Steve Grissom, who went behind the wall as the race took the green. You know, we talked about Kevin Harvick winning 3 of 7 races here. We talked with him earlier this weekend about his first time here and how special this place has become to him.
You know, I grew up racing on a half-mile high-banked racetrack. Obviously, there's nothing in the country that can really prepare you for Bristol, but it's kind of the same technique. It helps to have all your stuff in your cars and shocks and springs right, and all the guys at RCR have had a lot of success here at Bristol for a long time. So to come in and have all that at your available to myself and our teams makes it a lot easier.
And he's right there. Nothing that prepares you for this place.
And Michael Waltrip just closes right in the back of Harvick. Oh!
That is Jay Sauter.
Oh, man.
Charlie Henderson's car from out of the local area. Look at this. Look at people trying to get their laps back. Coy Gibbs just not able to. Jay Sauter lives in the Charlotte area. That team is based up here in the Bristol area. He drives a couple days a week up here to help work on this race car so he can go racing. But it's not going to work out for him tonight.
You're losing water. What?
Everybody checked up. Looks like he checked up. And
I think he just jammed on the brakes to run in the back of the other cars, and the brakes locked, and he spun out.
And that inside wall comes up quick.
Inside, the front stretch, back stretch, doesn't matter. That inside wall, they're going to go.
yeah, he looked like he was turning it, and as he turned it, jumped on the brakes. Spun it out.
So Jay Sauter was running 8th. Now he's torn up against the inside wall of Bristol Motor Speedway. Cat Rental Stores presents NASCAR Busch Series Racing from Bristol on TNT. We're under caution number 3 in the race after Jay Sauter got twisted up and into the inside wall off turn 4. Now the championship leader Scott Riggs was among those who came to pit road this time, but his stop, well,
it didn't go too smoothly.
It didn't work out.
Wasn't a perfect pit stop.
Dodge rubber to right rear. Right here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Keep going. Come on. Pull forward. Pull forward. Let him go. Go on around. Go. All right. Let him go. Go on around, Scott. We're going to get laps. Come on. Go.
Doug Randolph telling Scott Riggs, look, we can't stop now because we're going to get lapped. Right, Marty?
That's right, BP did not get lapped, but they did fix the car, they think. Very, very tight for Riggs. Up 2 rounds on the track bar, put the rubber in the right rear. The bigger problem, a potential engine problem for Scott Riggs. He says, I hit the gas off the corner, and nothing's there.
I'll tell you another big problem is he's in the back at Bristol.
Maybe a bigger problem than engine.
28th place. Riggs, Greg Biffle, David Green, Casey Kane, Tony Raines pitted under that caution. That was almost at lap 50 BP.
Tony Raines pitted because he has some fender damage, but the rest of those guys are probably figuring on going the rest of the way.
See how many caution flag laps they get.
Green flag.
Coy Gibbs tried to race leader Kevin Harvick back to the caution. He did not beat him to the yellow, but he kept going around him anyway. The NASCAR showed him the black flag, and he didn't answer it, so he was brought down onto pit road. And they took the lap that he took from them. And then another one.
And another one.
All right, got Kevin Harvick, Michael Waltrip, Brian Vickers, Bobby Hamilton Jr., and Ted Musgrave up to 5th. Here's Matt Kenseth. He's into 6th now, Matt.
Definitely on the move from starting 15th. Remember, we told you at the beginning of the show, Matt said the car was loose on entry in the final practice session during that caution. His crew chief asked him, how's the car now? He says the car is a little snug on entry, meaning it's tightened up. His crew chief said, Matt, that's exactly what we've been looking for. You can see it on the racetrack all the way up to 6th. He's on the move.
Talked about during last Saturday's NASCAR Busch Series broadcast from Michigan why Matt Kenseth, with a Winston Cup championship at stake, would take a chance on running on Friday night or Saturday, one of the preliminary races, as Tammy Jo Kirk has popped the wall off of turn 2.
Hard, because look at all the damage to the right side of her car.
Yep.
She's going to need to take some of that Advil when she gets out of this car. No brakes. She's broken the brake rotor on the right front, so car will not stop. David's eventually got to stop.
And BP, they had just come in and stopped. They were probably going to go to the end and try to make it, so that's a big shame for them. They had made that pit stop for Tammy Jo. She had made no changes on the car, so she liked it.
The question is, when is it going to stop? Here's a look at it.
It's off of turn 2.
Got 0 cars. Jay Summers. Looks like a little contact there.
Yeah.
Oh, she gets it sideways, and boy, it comes back and catches that right front hard.
Caution's out for debris, but there's also trouble in turn 4. Greg Biffle and Larry Gunselman. Gunselman got turned around. Biffle had no place to go.
There is a lot of damage to those two cars.
The caution was coming out for bits of Tammy Jo Kirk's brake rotor that dropped onto the racetrack. And at the same time they put the yellow out, Larry Gunselman got bumped from behind and spun in turn 4. There's Gunselman's car and came up the track right in the path of Biffle in the 7. And Greg Clobberting.
And Biffle was another one of those cars that pitted, maybe trying to make it the rest of the way, but you talk about back in that traffic.
Yep, getting back in the pack, and that's where it seems it all happens.
Pit road is closed because they've got some of the safety vehicles there right at the front stretch pit road entry. Biffle extricating himself.
He's mad.
Yeah.
Gunselman's mad.
Yeah.
Check it out. Joey Clanton, 27. Gunselman in 16.
He's going to come back up the racetrack right in front of Biffle. Oh, man.
That's the second car Clanton's got into tonight.
First trip here to Bristol.
Not making too many friends.
Matt.
Well, we've caught up with Greg Biffle. Greg, first off, you're okay. What happened?
Well, I think there was a caution, and everybody checks up too fast on the gas, and just a little bit of lack of experience there, and it was unfortunate because
we've got a replay right here for you, Greg.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. The spotters tell me go high, go high, go high, and 16 was coming up the hill there. Just that looked like the way to go right then, and I saw him kind of spinning down there. I wasn't sure go high was the way to go, and I figured that spotters watching, I better do that. And it's unfortunate. I feel bad for this Kleenex Food City car. The car's really fast, and we pitted there to put on 2 tires. I don't know if that got us back there in the mix, but the car was really good tonight.
Awesome. Slow down, slow down. Stay in the middle. Stay in the middle and stop if you can. All right, snake your way through. Follow David.
He about did.
He about did.
Keep it in the middle.
It's Keith Barnwell, the spotter for Jason Keller. Here's Scott Riggs' view, the championship leader.
Whoa, stay. Oh, no, I can't see. Just
I don't know what to do. Just whoa.
Stay down and come on.
Charles Wright.
There you go, all clear.
Spotter for the 10 car. And all he can say is, whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, you know which way to tell them because they weren't
everywhere.
Finished. Yeah.
Look at David Green, also one of the other championship guys. He's right in the smoke right now.
I think Gunselman would have got away with that if Biffle hadn't been there.
Yeah. But he was. And now there are 2 wrecked race cars to add to the tally tonight here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Back at Bristol Motor Speedway, they've just opened the pit lane for lead lap cars after the safety vehicles moved out of the way, and a few of the front runners are coming in. Bobby Hamilton Jr., Martin Truex Jr., Tim Fedewa coming in. Ron Hornaday pitted from 10th. That's Hamilton Jr., right of screen.
He was running 4 spots, so that tells me that unless he has a serious problem, this is his only pit stop of the night.
Jason Keller's in.
I'm just shocked at how many guys chose pitting on the backstretch. 81 cars in, Dave.
Yeah, BP, they were just a tick tight for Truex at this point. Going to make an air pressure adjustment to fix that. Don't want to do anything major. It wasn't all that bad.
Some trouble on the left rear.
Martin Truex Jr., 23-year-old from Lyetta, New Jersey, driving Dale and Teresa Earnhardt's Chance 2 car here at Bristol tonight. Under caution, Kevin Harvick is the race leader. Log on to NASCAR.com for information on how to enter the Denny's Dash Sweepstakes. And be sure to tune into NBC next Saturday. Watch as Denny's presents the South Carolina 200. Green, green, green.
All right.
Kevin Harvick is the race leader. Michael Waltrip is second. Brian Vickers third. Matt Kenseth fourth. Ted Musgrave fifth. The guys that pitted under that caution.
Man, I don't understand why these lap cars are getting up there. They're half a lap back after the first lap.
Oh, they can. There's a smoker off the corner.
That's
Stacy
Stacey Compton, yeah, back out after the repairs earlier. Guys that pitted under the caution this past time. Bobby Hamilton Jr., Martin Truex, Tim Fedor, David Green, fuel only. Ron Hornaday, Ashton Lewis, Jay Sauter, Jason Keller, and Mark Green. And we expect most of those guys are figuring on going right to the checkered flag from there.
Unless they have some kind of problem, they will not see pit road again. Taking that track position.
But because they're in the back of the pack, if somebody up ahead of them bumps somebody else, they could be in the middle of a big mess. Hey, here we go. Here's our Stacker 2 camera.
It lives.
Hard to believe.
So far. Wimmer's running 7th right now for Bill Davis, working on Jamie McMurray there for 6th. And obviously a little bit faster.
Oh, he's taking a look, and McMurray wisely backs up, let him takes the position.
Oh, Truex was out of shape there.
Hold on, feel good, buddy.
So Scott Wimmer to 6th, Jamie McMurray back to 7th. And it is Kevin Grubb right behind them. How about the 1 car, Dave?
Jamie's car just been a little bit loose, guys. That's why he hasn't been able to move up and just lost that spot to Scott Wimmer.
Okay. Wimmer started 17th, up to 6th. And McMurray started 12th, and he is running 7th. Jamie McMurray here at Bristol, running in his 6th NASCAR World Series race. A year ago, Jimmy Spencer won the race riding for this team. James Finch's 1 car.
These guys have been trying to crash.
Just trying to find a place to do it. Bully Hill onboard camera with Jeff Fuller.
Wally said ooh about Martin Truex. We got it.
We got it. When we say ooh, we'll have it. See him right there. They got a little tag there.
Run up on the back of the Jay Summers car, the 0, and
Coy Gibbs in the 18 car got the left rear and got him loose.
81 is back to 25th position now.
This is the battle for the 12th position between Fuller and Casey King.
Yep. Jeff Fuller, the 96 winner of this race here at Bristol. Remember that night?
Oh, yes, I do.
He was a rookie in the NASCAR Busch Series, won the pole, went out and won the race. Jeff, one of those guys that's, with the lack of cars in the Busch Series in terms of sponsorships and things like that, and the movement to youth, has been struggling to find a regular ride here lately. He's 46 years old, former NASCAR modified champion out of Auburn, Massachusetts. Successful for many years on the NASCAR Busch Series, but right now having trouble finding a ride that he can run every week. Matt Yoakum says he has something he needs to tell us.
Well, tell us, Matt.
Well, Benny, Brian Vickers running in 3rd. Car's tight. He wanted to pit. They're staying out for the reason is simple. Rain is a concern down in the Hendrick pit. They actually have a computer wireless internet capability. They've dialed up the satellite for the surrounding area. You can see there are showers in the surrounding area. They're going to try to wait it out and see how long they can wait out, even though they are in their window to pit for fuel and then go the distance.
We forgot about the rain, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Well, it rained here this afternoon during qualifying, so I thought surely that the rain would be over.
Thought that was a clear enough shower?
Yeah, I did.
Brian in a tight fight for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th as Michael Waltrip in 2nd is picking his way through traffic. Brian there with Matt Kenseth right behind him. And Ted Musgrave in that 6 car joining in the fun. The 39 car being admonished by race control for not staying on the bottom where the slower cars are supposed to be.
39 car Jamie Mosley. Mark Green in the 96 car being overtaken and passed by the 5, the 17.
Mark running back in 26th place. He's now the first car 1 lap down. So I started to say when the last crash happened about Matt Kenseth and how we discussed among us last week in Michigan why a guy with a Winston Cup championship on the line would be running in these companion Busch Series races. Here's what he told us yesterday.
I think if something's going to happen, it's going to happen. I think when it's your day, it's your day. I just think I don't believe in really doing anything different. I think we need to do things we've always done to get to the point where we're at today. And that Busch team has been a huge part of my career and getting me to where I'm at right now. And it's something I enjoy doing. I don't think it hurts anything we're doing. It probably helps a little bit.
I asked him that same question today, and he said, well, I just also wanted to run the race, and why not? Okay.
Well, don't forget, a lot of this stuff was in place last year. So, hey, Matt, you're going to run 10 or 15 races, and all sounds good.
Here's the one
he was
going to
win. Yeah, you know he was going to be leading the Winston Cup championship.
Matt Kenseth going to start in 10th position for tomorrow night's Sharpie 500 as he continues his pursuit of the NASCAR Winston Cup title. Tonight he's running 4th behind Kevin Harvick, who's led all 92 laps of this one so far. Harvick out in front of Michael Waltrip by 1.2 seconds, and we're closing in on halfway here at Bristol. TNT Sports live at Bristol Motor Speedway as Cat Rental Stores presents NASCAR Busch Series Racing. Better than 100,000 on hand here tonight. And our Stacker 2 camera still lives on. That's the one up on the roof, so it should. Stacker 2 race fact, no driver has swept Bristol Busch Series and Winston Cup races on the same weekend. Kevin Harvick almost did it a couple of years ago. Won his second straight Bristol Busch Series night race, but finished behind Tony Stewart in second place in the Winston Cup race. Anything you'd like to add to that?
Does that car sound loose off?
Trouble, Jeff Fuller. Caution. And the leader sneaks through.
Good. So Fuller's now a lap down.
Good what?
I was just saying good. We got the eyeball cam again.
Oh, okay. So the replays will be exciting?
Yeah.
Cool. Jeff Fuller with his second spin of the night. And is running now in 26th place after the spin. He lost a lap there trying to get fired up and going.
Okay, let's see who he... Oh!
Ashton Lewis.
On the straightaway. Some contact. Just barely rubs the wall.
He stood on it, though.
He did, didn't he?
Kept it off the wall.
Barely touched it with the right rear. Okay, brakes.
Stop.
There's the leader going through, so that's where he lost the lap.
He did lose his car.
Yeah.
So now he's mad at Ashton Lewis.
Yeah, there's a lot of people mad. I told you that was going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go to the eyeball cam.
You like this look, don't you?
I do.
As long as it's not on your car.
Here's come down to 4. There's the bump.
Attaboy, Fuller. All right, big pit stops here for the leaders. Harvick's in, Michael Waltrip's in, Wimmer's in, McMurray's in.
They must not have dialed up the weather because Brian Vickers, the 5 car, who they did, he's still on the racetrack. Kenseth's back on the pit road.
He's on that backstretch pit. Remember here at Bristol now, because they have the 2 separate pit roads under caution, everybody enters the pit road off turn 2, comes all the way around and rejoins the racetrack in turn 1. Dave?
Alan, for leader Kevin Harvick, it's all about precision. Only needs a slight air pressure adjustment to keep up with the track. For Michael Waltrip, he needs air out of 3 of the 4 tires. His car has been very, very loose trying to keep up with Harvick. If they don't make this change, he will not be able to pass for the win. Left side now for both guys. Harvick's guy trying to get off pit road, and they will make it off. Harvick leads. Still working on Waltrip. He is now gone.
Both guys' cars lost him.
Matt Kenseth is going to win that race off pit road. Kenseth, then Musgrave. Oh, but Kenseth came back down pit road. All right, we'll follow up on that again. The eyes have it at Bristol. Coming to the restart as Cat Rental Stores presents NASCAR Busch Series Racing at Bristol. New leader, Brian Vickers, did not pit under that caution flag. You heard the report earlier. His team's playing the weather strategy right now.
Now Scott Riggs in that 10 car has stopped.
David Green. One of the championship contenders got a little roughed up there.
Tagged by Ashton Lewis there, 46.
Yep. They get away with it. Kevin Harvick restarted 11th. Remember, he led all the laps until he gave it up for the pit stops. Ted Musgrave and Scott Wimmer actually beat Harvick off pit road. Musgrave is running 9th, Wimmer's running 10th, and Matt Kenseth made a second pit stop on the caution. More on that in a moment. First, how about Kevin Harvick, Dave?
Alan, the last lug nut that was hit on the 21 car popped off. They had to place it back on, and that's what cost him time. He just radioed in, thought he had a flat tire. Gucci told him to ride it out and see if it's nothing.
All right. Harvick being pressured big time by Michael Waltrip back in that pack.
And Michael has position. Michael's going to go by it. Go by the 21 car.
That's 11th spot there. But again, remember, the first one off pit road in that group is Ted Musgrave in the 6. Now, Matt Kenseth was the first one off the pit road on the stops. But he had a lug nut that was left off when he exited the pit lane.
Kevin is struggling.
Something is really wrong with Harvick's car because he loses another spot and another spot. And should I say, another spot. Mike Wallace goes by in the 4 car.
Yeah, so that's
Hamilton Jr. taking a look. He's got the spot.
That's going to be 15th place. Jason Keller going to try and take 16th from Harvick. And Kevin's just riding there looking for a caution.
Yeah, well, I think he's trying to get back down on the bottom, maybe.
He's hoping he's not the caution.
Yeah.
Davis, he's still yelling about something. Let's see what happens here.
Oh, yep.
Lug nuts off on that left front.
And here they come. There's Musgrave, there's Wimmer, and Kenseth's already gone.
BP, they're still telling Kevin, if you have to come in, we're ready for you. They're still waiting.
Well, we know as he comes in, he's pretty much done.
Yeah, I mean, he's
hoping he's going to ride this thing out. Hopefully the field will come back to him.
Or there'll be a caution flag and he can go back in and change tires again.
I wonder if some of those lug nuts are loose. You know, if he's got that tire vibration thing going on. Because I'm not sure they got all 5 of those on there.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Looking at that replay. Well, we'll see. For now, Harvick is still on the lead lap, but he's not going to be for long. That's the other thing here. If he doesn't get a caution quickly, he's going to put a lap down because Brian Vickers is closing on him in a big hurry. And Harvick's leaving turn 2, and Vickers is already in turn 1.
Oh, man, a lot of contact there with the 22 car.
Yep, Dana White in his Bristol debut.
On board with Casey Atwood as he tries to track down Kevin Harvick.
Navy car running in 23rd place, last car on the lead lap.
Harvick's car looks like it's okay now.
And we've reached halfway in the Food City 250 at Bristol as Brian Vickers crosses the start-finish line. And that's important because we hear the rain's about 7 miles up the road.
Oh, really?
That's what I was just told. Matty?
And under that caution, Alan, a lot of conversation between Lance McGrew and Brian Vickers when they thought about pitting. One of the guys held up the computer and said, looks like rain's about 5 or 7 miles away. Let's stay out. That's exactly what they've done. Now they're just hoping that the rain does hit because a lot of times here in Thunder Valley with all the mountains, the rain can bounce one way or the other and not get any precipitation here at the track.
Matt has turned out to be a weatherman.
Yeah, I know. Did he know which way that storm was moving?
No, I don't think so.
He just knew it was 5 miles away.
Yeah, right. Could have been north, moving north, but it's 5 miles away.
So the next report, it's 7 miles away. We're in good shape.
That's right. It's going the opposite way of the racetrack.
I'm not saying a word. I'm just going to wait and see if it rains or not.
That's right.
Brian Vickers hoping that it does because he's played the gamble. He's not pitted yet. And if he does have to come down pit road, he's going to be behind all these other guys that have already stopped.
He's in a hurry, though, because he's got Ron Hornaday in that 2 car coming fast.
Yep.
How about it, Marty? What's going on with the 2 car?
Well, they've taken the leash off of Ron Hornaday. He pitted on lap 67. These guys can go all the way on fuel, believe it or not. They have unleashed Ron. They said go after him. The weather's very close. He was saving the right front tire before that. Look who now is in 3rd place. Scott Riggs racetrack.
So Scott Riggs in 3rd position while David Green is back in 11th. And the other players in the championship, Jason Keller, 57 car, running 15th. Ron Hornaday, the 4th place man in points, is 2nd at the moment. Here's Bobby Hamilton Jr. He's got some problems.
Yeah, he's got some smoke coming out of the right rear there.
Looks like it's out of the pipes.
Yep.
Yeah. So
That's not good.
Not good. 6th place man in the championship, Hamilton Jr. is slowing down and probably not likely to see the checkered flag. So Brian Vickers is out in front. Will the weather get him a victory, or is he going to have to pit and lose all that track position? Ooh.
There we go.
Cat Rental Stores presents NASCAR Busch Series Racing. Well, hang on. All right. NASCAR Busch Series Racing from Bristol. Let's see. Brought to you by Trim Spa, available completely ephedra-free. Get your high-speed Dream Body Diet Pill today. Mobil One, the official motor oil of NASCAR. Suzuki, maker of innovative motorcycles, scooters, and all-terrain vehicles. And Applebee's Neighborhood Grill and Bar, eating good in the neighborhood.
The here we go part was Jason Schuler.
Yes.
I saw it start way over there in turn 2, and he finally
lost it.
He finally lost it.
He got behind on his steering.
Yeah.
And he drove down the backstretch all the way the wrong way.
Got into Tony Raines there.
Tony Raines came down on him.
Well,
his lefts were right on that yellow line.
And he saved it, and then he didn't save it. And
back across the racetrack, and guess what? No one hit him. Just touched the wall with the left front.
And right in front of the leaders, a lot of the guys that will be the leaders. Right, he was right in the middle of David Green and Ted Musgrave and so on. So caution's out. And Brian Vickers is leading here at Bristol. Back at Bristol Motor Speedway, half a lap from the restart. Matty?
Brian Vickers restarts in the 17th position. Where do you stand now, Lance?
Well, we got the freshest tires on the racetrack. Other than that, I guess that's what we get for using 21st century technology. It kind of bit us this time. Bit us again at Michigan, so we're 0 for 2 right now with the weather.
A little air pressure adjustment, left side tires, to try to fix that tightness in the center, guys.
did he mean Matt?
No,
or their weather
I think
system.
he meant their weather system.
Okay.
I don't think you wouldn't rely on Yoakum for weather forecast,
No.
would you? Not with a race at stake. Ron Hornaday now the leader here at Bristol. Scott Riggs is 2nd. Tim Fedewa 3rd. Ashton Lewis 4th. Martin Truex 5th. Tony Raines, he minus the right front fender, is 6th.
And Riggs can't get by Brad Teague, and Fedewa was trying his best to take over that 2nd spot. That's Teague in the 77.
Yeah, Fedewa was putting a lot of pressure on Scott Riggs in that 10 car right now.
And all these guys that are up front knocking around in these top spots all pitted at lap 67, while the guys trying to come from behind to catch them include Michael Waltrip and Kevin Harvick.
Wow.
That was ooh, and we didn't even have the replay.
Yep.
How about it, Dave?
Alan, the 12 car Fedewa did indeed pit on lap 67. Track bar and air adjustment for him. He was a little bit tight, and they believe they can go to the end on fuel.
And Scott Riggs, the guy that Fedewa was trying to catch, Dave, remember he still has that carburetor problem, really affecting him when Fedewa was behind him, off of the corner to the flag stand, middle of the backstretch, middle of the front stretch. He said his car just will not run.
Is loving it because while these guys are trying to get by Brad Teague, he's pulled out to a 2.5 lead.
I talked about Kevin Harvick. Oh, trouble off turn 2. Jamie McMurray.
Careful, Jamie. Good job.
Very nice. Caution's out.
Buddy. Bring it on back. Bring it on back. Good job.
I agree with that. Good job. He spun off turn 2 and did not hit the inside wall or the outside wall. I'm amazed.
That's tough to do.
Yes, it is.
You're suitably impressed?
That guy's talented.
Little help from Shane Meal to get things started. And the caution is out for the 7th time tonight here at Bristol. Oh, high marks from the judges. 91 laps to go when the green flag waves. This lap, Ron Hornaday is out in front here at Bristol.
That's Jeff Fuller, the yellow car on the inside, trying to get a lap back. Can Vickers clear him? Riggs, I should say. Scott Riggs in the 10 car. Can't do it. Just cannot get that thing going. Here's a battle for second, and here comes Speedway.
Got a car through. And now Ashton Lewis trying to fill that inside lane. He gets Riggs. Here comes Michael Waltrip to the inside of Riggs. Championship leader getting shuffled.
Tony Raines goes by. Here comes Kenseth. He will go by.
That's just got to be an ugly sight for Scott Riggs.
Man, Marty, what's going on with this 10 car?
He's still talking about that carburetor, Benny, and you know when you have a carburetor problem here, it just won't get in the gas like you want it to, and they took forever to clear him down low, and we talked about that earlier too. Same thing happened with Scott Riggs. Another thing is they cannot start in first gear. They're spinning the tires when he starts in first gear, so he has to start in second gear, and other cars in front of him are starting in first.
That'll lose you a lot of spots on the restart.
We saw on the green flag that started the race today, Scott Riggs slipped the tires, spun the tires, and lost 3 or 4 spots.
Yep. So Scott shuffled from second back to 7th. His title rival, his main title rival at this point, David Green, is running in 16th. Now, this may be the fastest car on the racetrack, the 99 of Michael Waltrip. Michael pitted at lap 109 and came off pit road 4th of the cars that stopped. He passed all those guys and now is charging up through the rest of the guys.
Tony Raines goes by. Also does Matt Kenseth.
Going by Ashton Lewis.
3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Yep. Now Kevin Harvick, who led the opening 109 laps of this race, is mired back in 16th place. Dave, what happened there?
Well, Al, remember after that pit stop on lap 109, Kevin really complained about the car. But then the car started to come around, and the crew and Kevin reasoned that he had just got some junk on his tires, and the car really came around. But he just pitted under the last caution because when Jamie McMurray spun, he had to check up and flat spotted those tires. Now they changed 4 tires, made just a little bit of a track bar adjustment, and Kevin is good to the end.
Working on Joey Clanton there for 15th place and takes the spot.
Kind of squeezed in a hole. It was a little skeptical whether it was there or not, but he made it. Kevin Grubb trying to do the same thing, and he made it.
So Harvick's got a long way to go and a short time to get there. Meantime, Michael Waltrip taking second from Tim Fedewa.
Boy, good save. Tony Raines, that 33 car. He was way loose.
And that car is beat up. And he doesn't have a right front fender to lean on Fedewa with.
That's a low downforce car right there.
At Michigan, we talked about how much damage it does to just go up and knock the left front fender in, the right front fender in about an inch. He doesn't even have one.
Tony involved in a scrap back lap 48. Dave?
And they fixed that damage, Alan. Tony thought maybe the toe is up just a little bit. But the last time they came down pit road, they changed 4 tires, made no chassis adjustments, and that car has been good all weekend, and they still think it's good enough to the end here.
Oh, look out.
And it might be good.
Talk about shut the door.
Did he shut the door or ever? Fedewa just turned left in front of Kenseth.
That's racing for 4th and 5th place.
That will get the back of those cars flattened out against the outside retaining wall if you aren't careful with that.
See a little damage there to the left rear of Fedewa's car. He knows the faster car's coming. Can he close the door on Lewis? So Matt Kenseth by for 4th, and Fedewa hangs on to 5th.
We got a corner wall in turn 4.
Joey Clanton. And the caution flags out.
Oh, come on, Fuller.
Jeff Fuller going to get back on the lead lap with that little dice.
How about that?
Good move. That's good camera work there.
Well,
we see Joey is...
Can't see the steering wheel there. I was going to say that car's been trimmed up a little bit. And he doesn't look happy.
No. Now, he's mad at somebody.
Of course.
Not sure exactly who that would be, but...
But I'll bet we can try and find out.
I bet you we will. Let's take a look. Goes down into turn 3. Oh, looks like he definitely got some help.
Wow.
A pacifier hanging there. Looks like he got some help in the one car.
Eighth caution is out here at Bristol. Joey Clanton on the receiving end of this one. TNT Sports live at Bristol Motor Speedway. Cat Rental Stores presents NASCAR Busch Series Racing, and we are under caution with 72 laps to go after a crash in turn 4 involving Joey Clanton and Jamie McMurray. Now Joey got out of his car and walked to the bottom of the racetrack
with his helmet in his hand
and waited.
One car didn't give him a chance to throw it in the window.
Why you?
Yeah, he's almost having to run.
Let me see. Nope, he's not going to throw that helmet at me.
Yeah.
He wanted to, didn't he?
Now, Jamie McMurray, in the one car there, has been invited for a visit to the Big Blue Truck at the end of the night.
Cocktails and hors d'oeuvres.
We ought to check in with our weatherman. Hey, Matt.
Do we have one?
Where's the weather now?
Well, Benny, it's still not here yet, I can tell you that much.
Okay. How far away is it now?
The last time they looked, Benny, it was still about the same distance.
Okay.
They stalled
At
front.
one point, Michael Landis, the team spotter, said, I think I feel raindrops up here, but I'm not for sure.
That was just the guy next to him sweating.
Hey, man, I'm checking in with Bobby Kennedy. Bobby, I heard Michael asking about the cars behind him. What about that 2 in front of him? Can he get him?
I believe so. Our car's pretty good on the long run. These short runs are not real good for us, but if we can get a little extended run here, I believe we got something for them.
All right, we'll take a look, guys. A little air pressure is all it took to get Michael Waltrip's car a lot better. We'll see if he can win tonight's 250 lapper.
Memory.
Take a second to tell you about Track Pass. Live online, you can follow this weekend's racing action. For more information, visit NASCAR.com. I see that word free highlighted in there. That's Benny's favorite word.
Free. That's exactly free. 14-day trial.
Yep. Coming back to the green flag. Ron Hornaday leads. Michael Waltrip is second, was clearly faster before the caution. See how quickly they clear some of the lap cars that are pulling up to their inside. You've got Tony Raines third, Matt Kenseth fourth, Tim Fedewa fifth, followed by Ashton Lewis, Scott Riggs, Shane Neal, Ted Musgrave, and Brian Vickers now hanging in 10th spot.
I think Michael will be glued.
Green flag, green flag. Clear.
And they all clear that.
Wasn't much of an issue.
Lap out, yeah, no, that was a good break.
Brad Teague, veteran in the 77 car, giving the leaders room.
Hey, I'm impressed with that 33 car running that good with no body. 70% of the body.
He's got his hands full. Matt Kenseth working him over for third spot.
Here he comes. Kenseth taking a look on the inside. Can't make it.
Ooh, Michael's fast through the center of the corner.
While we watch this, let's check in down at the care center, Matt.
Well, obviously frustrated Joey Clanton. What happened?
You know, I don't know. We was just trying to make sure we kept this Pontiac, this Trespass Pontiac up front. Trying to stay on the lead lap all night long. And, you know, we just had a tight race car trying to take care of it. We got into a scuffle right there with a 59 car just early on when everybody stacked up. But, you know, I don't know. Jamie got there, got turned right a couple laps early in that. And the first car he come through, he took out. That was me. So I just want to let him know. I mean, there's going to be days to pay back. I mean, so we're going to get him.
I think we were talking about that, weren't we?
I think we were talking about being a little angry and
Payback.
Yeah.
You never forget. All that good stuff.
And a new leader, Michael Waltrip by Ron Hornaday. You saw it while we were talking to Joey. 64 to go. Michael took the lead. Waltrip, Kenseth on Raines for third.
Bad news for Michael Waltrip because here comes that 17, Matt.
Well, the bad news for the 17 of Matt Kenseth, no power steering. The car is a little tighter on this set of tires. Matt said he would try to get whatever he could get, but the car is tighter and getting tighter.
Only got third.
Having to steer this car without the power assist. That is a tough job. Where did Ryan Newman run for so long this year without power steering? And I was marveled he was able to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Dover, wasn't it?
Maybe Dover.
So Matt Kenseth up to third, and he is a little bit better than a second behind Michael Waltrip.
I'm told it was Dover that Ryan Newman ran without the power steering. Now, 20 years ago, we didn't have, a little over 20 years ago, we didn't have power steering, but we had the front end set so much different than they are now.
Here's Ted Musgrave moving by Scott Riggs for 7th place, and the freight train shuffles underneath the championship leader. And now that's going to put Riggs right back into the grasp of David Green. David's not had a good night. He's been struggling back there outside the top 10, and look now who's coming up behind Riggs, the man he's racing for the championship. Now back-to-back on the racetrack.
Marty, what is happening to that 10 car?
He's getting tight, Wally, and if you want to be tight here at Bristol, it's not a fun thing. The car just won't cut in the middle, can't get back in the gas. On top of all that, he's got the carburetor problem, and they did tell him the 37 is the next car behind you.
Other than that, everything's perfect.
Yeah. And when he gets back on the accelerator, if the carburetor doesn't respond and he gets that power, and now they're able to kick that back end out with the accelerator, it's going to get tighter and tighter.
Trouble front straightaway. Johnny Sauter and his brother Tim Sauter. Oh my goodness, Ron Hornaday just squeezing through there.
Man,
that was close. 9th caution is out. Wow.
Check it out there, David.
Richard Bosick says, better check out the left rear on that 56 car.
All right, see if we can see what happened. That's Johnny Sauter in the 43 and Coy Gibbs in the 18. The last thing Tim Sauter in the 56 wants to do is hit his brother in the left side door.
And Jay Summers in the 0 did the damage to the left rear of Sauter's car with the front of his car.
Yep. And big cloud of smoke as the leader, Michael Waltrip, goes right between cars. Wow.
The 2 is the one that really threaded the needle there.
53 laps to go, under caution once again here at Bristol. Green flag here at Bristol with 50 laps to go. And Michael Waltrip leading Ron Hornaday and Matt Kenseth. Here's Hornaday with a charge for the lead-off, too.
Wow, look at this. Just kind of moves Michael up the hill. Here comes Kenseth trying to take that second spot away.
Does it?
Does it.
Wow. So Michael first to third in 1 lap.
Bobby Kennedy told us that the car does not like to run on those short runs. It's good on the long runs, though. Matt, what about the 17?
He said into the caution he felt like he was running equal time to the leader. He was just taking his time and resting those arms.
Among the leaders. And Matt Kenseth spinning as traffic comes storming down on him.
Yeah, he got in the turn 1 there, and he leaned on the 2 car. Shoved the 2 car up the racetrack a little bit. I guess Michael got in the back of him.
I think that's what happened. I believe that the 99 did touch the 17 in the back and take him around. Sure don't see anything in the back. Rear bumper looks good. All right, here we go.
Watch him see it leans on the 2 car. 2 car gets a little bit loose.
Yep.
I think Michael popped him just a little bit when he checked up.
Look at the sparks flying when he went on and off the banking. Or off and on, actually.
Another great job of driving, though, by Matt Kenseth with no power steering.
Doesn't take much here, does it?
No, you're just about crashing anyway, so it doesn't take anything. Just a little touch.
So let's see. From racing for the lead, Matt Kenseth is back to 16th place.
A lot of close calls in this little deal here.
Yeah. They had the whole field behind them.
And look at Harvick.
Yeah, Harvick
right down on him.
Almost ran the back of him.
Left turn in the orange 21 there, orange and white.
Just a little hit, but that's all it takes here.
Hard luck. I think that's what he was saying? So Ken's with pits here. It's a good call. Yeah. He's near the back of the line anyway. Get your 4 freshmen and try and make a charge.
Got 45 laps to go.
So we're under caution for the 10th time in this race. Cat Rental Stores presents NASCAR Busch Series Racing from Bristol Motor Speedway. Brought to you by the Cat Rental Store, where you can rent cat equipment and a whole lot more. By Smooth Busch Beer and Easy Drinking Busch Light. Busch, the proud sponsor of the NASCAR Busch Series. Wagner Quick Touch Power Roller. Professional results fast. And Stacker 2, the world's strongest fat burner. Burn fat, crush cravings, and supercharge your energy. Restart in 1 lap, Marty.
Leaders Ron Hornaday, Rick Byers. Will the tires hold out for the rest of this thing?
Well, I hope so. The AC Delco Chevrolet's been great tonight, and Ron Hornaday's been great also. He's been feeling sick last couple of days, but I think right now up front he's feeling a lot better. So hopefully we can hold off Michael. Michael's been pretty strong coming from the back after he got his tires, so just have to wait and see.
Hornaday's a little worried about that right front, but on the restarts, he's terrific.
Johnny Sauter's going to be brought down pit road, 43 car, and held for 2 laps. Unapproved tire change. That means they've changed more than the allotted number of tires they're allowed to under caution on that car tonight.
Probably thought the official had lost count, but...
Well, somebody lost count.
Yep.
But it wasn't the official. So Ron Hornaday leads. Michael Waltrip second. Last restart, it was the other way around. And Hornaday stormed past Waltrip. This time Hornaday storms away from Waltrip. Laps remaining. Excuse me, Matt Kenseth restarted 19th. Let's see what kind of progress he's able to make up through the traffic in the laps. Oh, big trouble front stretch. Scott Riggs was involved there, but he made it through. Casey Atwood's the other car around backwards. And here come the leaders back around to the caution flag. That would be yellow number 11. How many we called for earlier today?
Today we're talking about 12.
Yeah, I think that was the number. This is off turn 4.
Jason Keller gets together with Grubb in the 26 car, and then Riggs finishes the job when he gets in the back of him. Oh, Kenseth just barely squeezes by.
Boy, look at Riggs. On the brakes, on the brakes, on the brakes.
I mean, he'd come in and put some front tires on that car.
If he's got any left. Remember, they just pitted again.
Yeah.
Casey Atwood locking it down to keep from piling in. Wound up spinning himself out.
One is inside clear. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, no cost, no cost, no cost. Come on, now it's going to be out.
So Scott Riggs, your championship leader, comes out of that thing back in 18th place. Now David Green with a positive points night, showing up in 10th. Marty.
A lot of talk about what Wally was talking about, whether or not he flat spotted those tires. They have decided not to bring Scott Riggs down pit road. They think he did not flat spot the tires. Matty?
Well, Cully, you've already made up 3 spots. Do you have enough time with those fresh tires to get all the way back up to the front?
Traffic is pretty tough right now. It's coming to the end of the race. It's going to be hard, but we're going to give it all we can.
Dave?
Well, Marty, the 99 car of Michael Waltrip has one difficulty. It's with his shifter. And even though Ron Hornaday is the king of restarts, we all know, Mikey is having trouble getting through the gears. He's having trouble getting out of high gear when they're under caution, but the restarts are slow. In fact, they've gone over and told the 33 car of Tony Raines, just be careful on the restart there. Don't ram the back of us right away because we're having a little trouble getting up through the gears.
Well, we'll get another chance at it 1 lap from now as the field gets the 1-to-go signal.
That's telling the guy, well, I might have a little trouble with my transmission, so be ready to dive inside or outside.
7 Eastern tomorrow night here on TNT. The Sharpie 500, the night race at Bristol. 164,000 seats. They'll all be full. The atmosphere will be unbelievable, and the action will be fast and furious, and we start it all with Discover Card Countdown to Green, 7 Eastern TNT, tomorrow night.
Let's ride with the Navy as he tried to maneuver his car, Casey Atwood, through this crash. Here he comes off turn 4.
Come straight away. Oh, you did it. Save it. There you go. Whoa.
Don't you love those spotters?
Get started. Spin it back around.
Just love those spotters.
Restart with 37 laps to go.
Green flag.
And Tony Raines did not run over Michael Waltrip.
Michael did a really good job that time on the restart.
Tell you somebody else to keep an eye on. 6 car there, Ted Musgrave in 4th. He's been charging. We got Brian Vickers up to 6th. Remember, Vickers waited on his pit stop till lap 144, expecting rain. Restarted 17th at that point. I'm telling you, the 6 car is the fastest of this group right now. Watch Ted Musgrave.
I was going to say he's right on the back bumper of the 33 car, but there's no bumper on the 33 car.
Oh, Michael Waltrip.
Little bump and run. Up in the corner, little another bump and run.
New leader. 34 laps to go.
Shane Mills up there now, too. 48 car right behind the 6 car of Ted Musgrave.
See, this is...
And Brian Vickers.
Matt, what about Musgrave? He got a shot?
Well, they certainly think so, Benny. He was loose earlier in the race. They made an air pressure. We've got to spin.
It's David Green, and Matt Kenseth just backed into him. Caution's out. David Green running 10th, going to gain points on Scott Riggs, and he got turned around off turn 4 and slid backwards down the front stretch.
Oh, this Bristol.
Well, we talked about when you're the points leader, you're running for points. You have to dodge that bullet. He didn't.
David told me yesterday when we spoke here, he said, when I race at Bristol, I feel like I'm standing in front of a dartboard, just seeing if somebody hits me.
And Matt Kenseth, he's taken enough hits tonight. He just parked his car, the 17. Of course, he might have a good reason to, because he's got damage in the rear, damage in the front.
No power steering.
No power steering.
And he's mad.
And running about 19th. So other than that...
And he's mad, yeah.
And he's mad.
We could make a list of who he's mad at. Then again, we could just try and talk to him and let him tell us.
You're probably on that list.
Thanks. The green car.
Looks like Martin. Is that Martin Truex that got in the back of David?
Yes, it is.
Look at it. I mean, David's got it. He's got it. All right, I got it saved. Ooh, that was a close one. Oof. Not that hard of a hit.
No, it didn't.
Davey off the floor. He's still all clear. Whoa. Wave him off. Whoa, come on. Stay up there. Come on. Stay up there. Come on.
Stay up there.
Charles likes that whoa.
Yeah, you hear a lot of whoa-whoas in Bristol.
All right, Marty.
He feels like David Green does the most of the damage is in the right front. They were going to change right side tires if they were flat spotted, but they decided not to change tires. They did fix the damage on the right front, but you can see a little puff of steam coming just over the right side, right behind the windshield there, and that means the car is starting to overheat again. He had the overheating problem earlier in the race, and they have a lot of damage in the right rear that they're going to fix as well.
You know, something else that has to happen on that pit stop, Marty. If David has used up the amount of tires he's allowed to change under caution tonight, that's why you saw those 2 NASCAR Busch Series officials out there by the race car. If they were to allow David to change those tires because he had damaged them beyond a safe condition, they had to make that call there.
Now watch David Green. You can only run 30 miles per hour on pit road, but watch him run about 40, 50 miles per hour. He'll be penalized for that, but he'll save a lap. He will just go to the end of the longest line. Smart move on his part.
Who ran over me? Andy down 1? Yeah, Andy just stupid.
That car doesn't look like it's tracking right, does it?
It did.
Unless it's just the body panel shoved over.
It didn't look like it when he took off right after he got hit, but could be an optical illusion.
Yeah, because that rear body works all pushed over to the right there. I don't know.
That might be
like
ground
dog
tracking
a little bit. Yeah. You see a lot of things on pit road here you probably don't want to see up that close. Especially when your car's involved. David going to hustle again to try and stay on the lead lap, but he's going to have to speed a lot more than that on this pit road because the pace car's off and the field's coming to the green.
Now he'll be penalized.
He is dog tracking that. Look at that car.
So he may not be out there for very long. No. 29 laps to go. Make it 28 now for Michael Waltrip. Ron Hornaday in second, Tony Raines third, Ted Musgrave fourth. Now Shane Meal has slipped by Brian Vickers to pick up fifth. For third place. While we watch that, let's check with Matt.
Well, Matt, a great race car, but your trouble really started with the 99 and the 2.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 got a good restart at 99 and passed him, and I got by the 99. And I got it running Hornaday. I was always left your tire, and I should have known he wasn't going to give me any room. And he cut me off, and we got together, and when I slowed up, the 99 ran me over and spun me out. So once that happened, I knew it was going to be a long night. Wreck happened in front of me. I slowed down and got run over. So it's too bad. We had a good car, but should have known better to be there in the first place, I guess.
And that was the race for 7th place gone bad.
Tim was having a good run.
He and Ashton Lewis racing for that number 7 spot.
Okay, is this number 12? 12 caution?
Yeah, there we see.
This should be 13.
13.
That's what I talked about earlier in the show, and I said, when you go down on that guy that's got that nose up there, you can flatten the back of that car.
Jason Keller.
Clear. Stay down and keep taking. Stay down. Come on. All the way back. All the way back. Don't give anything up. Caution is out. No pressure behind you, buddy. No pressure. You'll roll out.
Well, Keith Barnwell's done a job keeping Jason Keller free of that trouble tonight, hadn't he?
He has.
So Tim Fino has torn up race car behind the wall. And we're coming close.
He's mad.
We're coming close to breaking the track record for cautions in a Busch Series race. Marty?
And I've caught up with Timmy Fito. What happened?
You got cameras all over the place. I mean, I was having a little problem getting in, and I guess Kevin, I think it was Kevin, I guess he wasn't having no problem getting in because he just moved us. You know, I don't know if he didn't do it on purpose, I'm sure, but it sucks because we had a good car, and we're going to have a good run for this Fitz-Bradshaw Hot Tamale. I don't know, man. It's racing here at Bristol, I guess. It's Knights Inn was helping us out tonight, and I want to have a good run for them, but that's racing at Bristol.
It was Ashton Lewis who was behind you.
Was it Ashton that hit me? Well, you know, I'm sure he didn't do it on purpose either, but you're going pretty fast here, and we could have used the top 10 finish tonight, but it wasn't meant to be.
Keep it in the context that they were battling for 7th. Great run for these guys, gone bad.
Yeah, they were. Tim was reading. He was running real good, but I think Ashton was down almost on the apron already. They're just both of those guys just ran out of room down there.
Closing laps at Bristol.
Yeah.
And another guy mad at another guy here tonight.
Well, yeah, you're right. Mad at another guy.
He is. Let's talk some college football for a second. It's coming back to TBS this fall. It kicks off Saturday, September 6th, coming soon. Arizona Wildcats hosting the 14th ranked LSU Tigers. Pac-10 and Big 12 college football this fall here on TBS.
Can't wait, right, Wally?
Yeah, I can't sleep at night.
Yeah.
Tell you what, you're in Tennessee. There's a lot of people around here can't wait for college football season.
That's true. All right, here we go. Pace car off. About 20, a little over 20 laps to go.
Yep. See if Hornaday can get another big run at Michael Waltrip here.
Remember, Michael Waltrip been having trouble shifting. Looks like this time everything is okay.
Ooh, it's close. Remember, Michael bumped Hornaday out of the way to get the lead. Is Hornaday going to put a bumper to him?
If he can catch him, he might, but I don't know if he can catch him.
Hornaday remembers.
He might. I'd say he will. By the way, David Green now running a lap down in 17th place after his problems in those pit stops earlier. Ted Musgrave in the 6, working Tony Raines in the 33 for 3rd place.
And you're right, Alan. Musgrave probably has the best car of the top 4, but I don't know if he can pass these 3 cars in front of him to win in the next 19 laps.
Familiar looking car to you, Humwall?
Yeah. Tony Raines is keeping that car on the bottom, so he's not leaving anything open now. Ted's going to take a look at the top, but that's a problem here. If you can keep your race car on the bottom, it's hard for them to pass you.
Meantime, Michael's getting away. You see the gap from Michael back to second place. And this race for third. Shane Meal and Brian Vickers closing in from behind on this. So making a 5-way race for the runner-up spot. Somebody's fingers will get bent in this one before the checkered flag falls.
They've already beaten the back bumper off Tony Raines' car. It's gone.
Yeah, I was going to say, can't lay the bumper to it. There is no bumper.
Musgrave's trying. Boy, he is working hard. Trying to get that run off turn 2. Ted Musgrave in the 6, of course, filling in for Jimmy Spencer in this race. This is the car that Jimmy was supposed to drive. This is the first Busch Series race for Ted Musgrave since October 29th, 2000, down at Memphis.
I'll tell you what, Tony Raines knows he's there, too. Yes, he does. There's the bump.
Not enough to move him. Tony's playing some pretty heavy defense.
And Musgrave in the 6 car is just not the type of guy that's going to go up and hit Raines and knock him up the racetrack. I don't think.
So thinking back on our storylines of the night, we talked about track position and pit strategy and who would pit when. Well, Michael Waltrip pitted later than Ron Hornaday, but Waltrip has gotten back on in front. Oh, there's a bump.
Yeah, I think the last couple laps here, Tony's been driving the car real hard. It looks like it just gets up the track a little bit.
Championship guys, Scott Riggs running 13th, David Green 18th. There'll be a gain there for Riggs on the night, but it won't be huge. And who's mad at who? Well, where do we start?
Yeah, that list is quite long.
73 laps of caution in the 240 we've run so far. 13 yellow flags.
Vickers is putting a lot of pressure on the K-Meal right now, that 48 car.
And Harvick is coming up behind Vickers, and all these guys are coming up on lap traffic.
Look at Harvick.
And Martin Truex joining in. Man, Ted Musgrave is just trying to find a way around Raines. Bump, bump.
Harvick's pretty fast underneath the 5 car. Vickers got it.
Stack up.
Got it.
How about it, Dave?
Alan, I checked with crew chief Butch Hilton, and he confirms the car is as good as it was when it started the race and led so much. They're just going to run out of time.
Talking about Kevin Harvick, who led the opening 109 laps of this race. So he came down pit road for a stop and had some troubles and hasn't been back to the point since. Here he comes. Oh, Raines up and out of the groove. That'll cost him 5. 1, 2. Oh, he's going to get back in line in front of Harvick. And all this going on well behind leader Michael Waltrip, who's almost a straightaway clear of second place.
Harvick won't be as patient with the 33 car, I don't think, as Ted was.
No, I don't think he will either.
So now this is the race for 4th spot. Check that 5th place we're watching. Musgrave went through into 3rd, Shane Meal to 4th, and now Raines trying to defend 5th.
Man, that was a great job of driving by Tony Raines. Tony's car a couple of times just goes in turn 3 and just all of a sudden goes up the racetrack.
Yeah, no, I thought maybe he was just running in a little bit harder, but it doesn't appear to be running any harder than the cars he's racing right now.
Leader Michael Waltrip is in clear racetrack. This is the most hotly contested position at the front of the pack. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, although Ted Musgrave is quickly catching Ron Hornaday for 2nd.
Hey, Tony Raines is struggling right now, 3 and 4, right in the middle of 3 and 4. He is struggling.
All right, Michael Waltrip is coming to the white flag. He's 2 seconds clear of 2nd place. And the final lap for Waltrip here at Bristol.
And Harvick did get by those guys.
Got Mike Wallace blowing up as the leaders make their last lap around, smoking out the Speedway. And for Michael Waltrip, going to lead 50 laps on the night and pick up his first win of 2003. Michael Waltrip wins the Food City 250 at Bristol. 1.5 seconds over Ron Hornaday. Look at this. Riggs crashing at the checkered flag.
Hey, if you're going to crash.
And Jeff Fuller crashing at the top of turn 1. That's where all that smoke's coming from.
I wonder if the 4-car left some oil down there that all these drivers drove through coming off turn 4, and that's what caused them to spin.
Yeah.
Because Alan told you Mike Wallace in the 4-car blew up coming off turn 4 on the last lap. White flag left. Dave?
Bobby Kennedy made the calls tonight. Michael Waltrip takes the victory. Bobby, how about that? Getting through Ron Hornaday and going to the end.
Oh, yeah, we were having trouble with our transmission. I was worried in restarts. We didn't need them, but great night for the Aaron's car, Monte Carlo. Awesome job of Michael. Had to come up here and had a great test, and it all paid off for us and going to victory lane.
Another win for the 99, guys.
Let's go back while Michael makes the reverse victory lap and look at some of this mayhem here in the last lap. Brian Vickers off the wall. Reigns into Riggs.
Well, he just missed that end of that wall, too.
Didn't he, though? Hey, you know, BP, there just might have been some oil there.
Yeah, because the 5-car got up in the wall, and so did the 33, really. I think you're right, Benny. There was some oil down there.
That's one of those finishes where there's stuff happening all around the racetrack, and none of it involved the leader and the winner.
Look on the bottom 4. Look on the bottom of 4. That's all you're going to get to. Watch it, watch it.
Just missed that wall.
Hey, just get on there and stop, dude.
All right, Marty.
Scott Riggs, what in the world happened at the end of the race there?
I don't know, all kind of stuff. All kind of things were going on. The 4-car was putting down rear-end grease or transmission grease or something, and they were beating and banging on each other. Typical Bristol, ain't it?
I guess so, yeah. Talk about your night. Carburetor problems. You had all kinds of things going on. The pit stop that really didn't happen. Got far down as 30th. Finished 9th. What does that say about this race team?
Well, I mean, that just means they don't never give up. You know, we're focused on what we need to do here. We'd like to have a lot better finish than what we had. It was my mistake coming in pits pretty hard. They were saying, come on, and you know, I got good and tried to speed in there, and then I passed my pits, so I had to sort of suffer the price. But you know, it worked out pretty good there with about 50 to go. We were able to come in and get 4 tires, and I just missed all the wrecks. I mean, I stopped 3 times on the racetrack. I mean, I had to completely stop just to get there. But proud of all the guys on the Nesquik Ford, all the guys at Toll House, all the guys in Roundup, and Weather Max has come on board this year, and just proud of all my guys, never giving up, and we're going to be here all the way to the end.
And he holds on to the lead in the championship. Dave?
Ron Hornaday finished 2nd. Ron, tell us about holding the lead late and then getting moved over by Michael.
Well, I knew he was going to move me over. Just he was a little faster than we already had fresher tires, and he came up and tested. I just got to thank Kevin Harvick from what he did in the truck race last night, and Ricky and everybody over on this AC Delco car took advantage of it. We pitted a little early and out of sync with everybody else, and we stayed out. So they made an awesome adjustment on this car, and it was good. It just we didn't have just enough for Mikey, but I think I got to rough him up, but that ain't racing, and a lot of fun. I got to thank AC Delco. They make parts, all makes and models, but Sonic, everybody part of this whole race team. It's been a lot of fun, and you know, we need this day. Good points day, and that's what we need to do. So
they even make parts for Matt Yoakum's car, Matt.
And Michael Waltrip climbs out a winner again in Thunder Valley. And you were concerned about this race car at the top of the race.
Don't ever doubt Bobby Kennedy, Jerry Baxter, all these boys, man. Just so proud of my team. This is how we do it in Sherrills Ford, North Carolina. And the Aaron's Dream Machine was right tonight. I'm just so thankful for a smooth night. I knew we had a great car. The girls are a little bit freaked out by all the fireworks, right? No? Kiss? Kiss? It's just so fun to win at Bristol. The people here, I was the first one to win a race after Alan died 10 years ago, and I did a Polish victory lap for him then. And 10 years later, we're back, and just thank God for the opportunities I have and for my sponsors, Aaron's,
and all the people that make this work.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, you said Thursday, if you won, you were going to get on your head here again.
Oh, yeah, watch out. Y'all watch this. What does the redneck say right before he dies? Hey, y'all, watch this.
He's already did it once. It doesn't matter now. Michael Waltrip picks up another win. Congratulations, Michael.
Woo! All right, that was one of your more unique. That's one of your more unique victory speeches, Dave. Can Harvick top that?
Hey, he's smiling, guys, and that's the main thing. But Kevin, how frustrating was it to have such a great car and then to have that moment in the race where car went to pot, basically?
Yeah, we just had the tires too low, I think, and got up in the debris and thing really started pushing. So I thought it had a flat tire, and when we let the tires back down there on the last run, it did the same thing. But you know, I hadn't done that all night, and then to come back, and I think at the start of the race we were able to work on our tires in a few laps, and then there at the end it just got away from us. But good night for the Payday Chevrolet to come back and finish fifth.
All right, he did well in the truck race until the very end. He did well in this race until the very end. Maybe the Winston Cup race there will be a victory. Marty?
What a great run for Ted Musgrave. Had you moved Tony Raines out of the way earlier, could you have had something for the leaders?
Oh, well, you know, they get harder as you go. You know, Hornaday ain't just going to move over either, but we had a real good car. I think it was faster than Michael's, but track position means a lot. I just got to say, I'm going to have to retire from bush racing this year.
There you go. What a great run for Ted Musgrave and Tommy Baldwin. They finished third.
Here's how they finished tonight at Bristol. Michael Waltrip with his 10th Busch Series win. Check out these numbers. In 14 starts this year, his 9th top 10 and 5th top 5. They've been strong every week. Finally cracked the winner's circle.
See, 16 cars in the lead lap. Mike Wallace, with the blown engine or whatever problem he had, was able to coast around, finish the race.
David Green, first one a lap down in 17th place. Matt Kenseth, 25th, after contending for the win. And a lot of the guys involved in the bumps, bangs, spins, and angry moments tonight here at Bristol. Championship standings after the race. How about a 26-point gain for Scott Riggs tonight? He was only 2 points up on David Green, so a good night for him.
See, Hornaday has gone by Jason Keller to take over third spot, just 97 points back from top 5. Only 135 points between the top 5.
An exciting night filled with a lot of anxious moments for a lot of drivers, and tomorrow night we do it all again with Winston Cup drivers, the Sharpie 500. Coverage beginning with Discover Card Countdown to Green at 7 Eastern Time. Next on TNT, Terminator on the East Coast with Arnold, and Law & Order on the West Coast. Michael Waltrip wins tonight at Bristol. We'll see you tomorrow night at 7 Eastern for the NASCAR Winston Cup race.